What's going on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram? It's YB or Dong, and today we're gonna go over some top monthly stock according to Sofi. It's a company that deals with finance, and this article is written by Michelle Flanley. And do I agree with them? Do I think this monthly dividend stocks are worth it? And before I get into that, I'm not a financial expert. I'm just some guy on YouTube that's doing his own due diligence. So you can agree or disagree with me. And make sure you comment down below if you disagree, because I want to know why someone disagree, just so I can broaden my horizon. And like and subscribe to my video. So let's get into this and let's look at these top stocks that Sophia says to buy. Now, here's the article, 10 top monthly dividend stocks for April. It's okay if it's not April. It's still 10 top dividend stock. And the very first one is Orchid Island Capital. So it looks like these are a bunch of finance companies, but let's look if they're worth buying. So ORC. Let's look at it. Year to date, they are at 22.44. 1 year, they're at 34.83. So if we do 1 year, 34 plus 0.72, that is a pretty good gain. That's 35% gain in 1 year. 3 years is 126, and 5 year is 146. So right there, their growth looks amazing. So let's look at what AI says. The valuation is 2 out of 6. Earnings 4 out of 6. Future growth is 4 out of 6. Historical performance is 3 out of 6. And financial health is 6 out of 6. So let's look at this company finances first. So the company finance, are they growing their revenue? Yes. Every year they're growing since 2020. They did drop from 295 million down to 159, but they look like they since then recovered to 277 million. So let's look at the gross margin, 83%. And last year their net profit was 74%, 8.51% year before, negative 20%, and then 39.16. So they jump around a lot. That's a little concerning, but hey, let's look at the balance sheet and see what they've actually been doing. This is interesting. Long-term debt is at 0. I actually like this. This is a financial company that understands how to handle their money, because they look like they borrow money and they slowly paid it off. So yes, that is a great thing to do. And it looks like the years before they're using their extra income to pay off their debt. And their fixed asset is 1.42 billion, and they have 32.63 million in current liabilities. And that is a little concerning because their current liability is increased, but their long-term debt has decreased. So maybe they're moving it around, but at the end of the day, they did increase the short-term debt, but they paid off their long-term debt, which is phenomenal. So let's look at the cash flow of this one. How well is their cash flow? $208 million in free cash flow. They can pretty much pay off their current liability in cash. And that's pretty good. So last few years, 2020, 2021, they've been having negative cash flow, but it looks like they've been using their negative cash flow to pay off their debts. So this does look like a good company to buy. So I do agree that if you're looking for a company, this one does look like it to buy based off the simple information. Now, for me to purchase them, I will have to do my due diligence and find out more about this company and what they really do. So at the end of the day, I still had to do my due diligence. So based off the numbers I see, this very first one, I do agree to purchase. But again, I'm going to do my due diligence and going farther since looks like a good stock. Now let's look at the next one. IVR. IVR. So Invesco Mortgage Capital Incorporated, IVR. And Invest Mortgage Capital, let's look at it. Year to date, they're at negative 6.18%. 1 year, they're 5.48%. And their dividend yield is 18.12%. That's a really high dividend yield. That makes me kind of sketchy on this. The 3 year is negative 27.15, and 5 years is negative 76.52. So it looks like if you do purchase this in the long term, you do get paid a good monthly dividend, but it looks like your stock loses value over time. Now, let's look at what AI says about this company. AI gives this valuation 4 out of 6, earning 2 out of 6, future growth 2 out of 6, historical performance 2 out of 6, and financial health 2 out of 6. Okay. AI doesn't give this a very good rating, and it looks like they lost major market share in 2020 to 2021, or lost major revenue, and they slowly increased it over time. So their growth isn't that great for how much money they have or their stock. Their gross margin is 21%, 8.7, 12 point. I can't agree with this gross margin with their net profit of 34.30%. So they look like they have a good net profit. And their balance sheet, they have nothing there. And free cash flow. This is where you have to see how they're doing. And their cash position is steady. So based off this information, would I recommend to go farther on this? Not really. It looks like you're going to lose the valuation of money. And the best way to see this, there is a calculator on MSN, if I can find it, that they let you plug it in and see what the future growth. Well, I can't find it, but you can plug it in and get an estimate of what the value is going to be in the next 5 years. I just can't recommend this stock. Their valuation is okay there, but their growth in the future long term doesn't look like it's there. And what's alarming me is their 18% dividend yield. That's really high. It seems like a trap to me. So let's move on to the last one that we're going to talk about today is ARR. And ARR. So Armor Residential REIT. So 5 years, it's a negative 71. 3 years, a negative 33. 1 year is 4.43 plus 16. That gives you about 20% gain. But overall, it's another one of these companies with high dividend yield, but it looks like you will lose value over time. Valuation of it, Cornstate AI, is 4 out of 6, earnings 3 out of 6, future growth 2 out of 6, historical performance is 4 out of 6, financial health is 1 out of 6. It looks like one of these companies that, well, they have great growth last year. Yeah, they've been growing pretty well, their revenue since 2020. 2020, they're in a negative, though, so that's a little concerning. And let's look at the gross margin. They looks like they just got into the positive from the last 2 years. So it's a little alarming there. Balance sheet, There's nothing there. And cash flow. They're losing a little bit cash flow. Yeah, this is another company that it looks like it's a dividend trap. They're trying to catch you with that high dividend. So I can't agree with the second one. But hey, 1 out of 3 I can recommend to buy is the Oracle Island Capital Corporation. And it just looks like it's a good company. So like and subscribe to my video. Before you buy any stock, make sure you do your due diligence and understand what is what. And that's all I got for you.